The boarding door clicks shut, the cabin hums, and for a moment, you feel like you can finally relax. Except this is where everything that matters actually begins. Most passengers think boarding is calm before takeoff, but the sharpest flyers, they know these first 5 minutes decide how the rest of the flight feels. Skip a step, and you'll spend the next few hours cramped, thirsty, or wondering where your passport went. Do it right, and you're settled, calm, and ready before the wheels even lift off. Ever notice how some people walk off a 10-hour flight looking fresh, while everyone else stumbles out like they've survived a storm? That's not luck. It's 14 small steps smart travelers do right after boarding. They're simple, deliberate, and they make flying feel effortless. Organized space, hydrated body, clear head at 30,000 feet. And by the end of this video, you'll know how to make that your routine too. So ready to see what they do differently? Let's start with the very first move. You'd think finding your seat would be the easy part, right? But on some flights, it's pure chaos. One guy boards early, settles by the window, and 10 minutes later, someone else shows up with the same seat number. Awkward silence. Turns out, the seat map changed last minute, and A isn't the window anymore. It happens more than you'd think. Before you unpack, just glance at the seat letters above the bins. That 2-second check can save a 5-minute mix-up. Once you've found your real spot, test the essentials while the aisle's still clear. Make sure your recline works, your tray table locks, and the power outlet actually charges. Nothing kills a long flight faster than a dead phone and a broken charger port. And here's a tip frequent flyers swear by. If you need a seatbelt extender, ask for it now. Flight attendants prefer handling it discreetly during boarding, not mid-flight when the cabin's full. It's routine for them. No need to feel awkward. Pro tip within the tip, buckle it outside your blanket later so the crew can see it during safety checks without waking you up. If your seat's wobbly or jammed, flag it before the doors close. That's your best shot at a fix or swap. And as tempting as it is to slide into an empty row, wait for a green light from the crew. Weight balance and passenger tracking are real. Moving on your own can mess with both. Before takeoff, crack the window shade open. Tiny detail, big deal. It helps the crew spot any issues outside if something goes wrong. Small detail, big payoff. Now that you're settled, let's talk about the next battlefield, overhead bins. The moment boarding looks smooth, it suddenly isn't. The aisle stalls, someone's wrestling a suitcase like it's gym day, and 30 people are stuck waiting in polite silence. This is where experienced travelers quietly take control. They don't rush. They angle, slide, and somehow make it all look effortless. When you lift your bag, place it wheels first or handle first, depending on the bin's depth. That one adjustment creates just enough room for another carry-on. And yes, the crew notices. Many travelers still make one classic mistake, thinking the bin above their seat is their private locker. It's not. It's shared space. First come, first served. If it's full, move a few rows forward instead of backward. You'll walk right past your bag when the flight lands instead of fighting your way upstream later. Quick reality check. If your suitcase feels heavier than you'd carry up a staircase, check it. Cabin crew aren't allowed to lift passenger bags. It's a safety policy, not them being difficult. Keep your essentials, passport, meds, electronics, in the smaller bag under the seat. That's your backup if your carry-on gets gate checked at the last minute. And one more peacekeeping move. Don't rearrange other people's luggage. Just wave over a crew member. They know how to fit 10 puzzle pieces into space for 8. Once your bag's secure, take a half step aside and let the next person through. The smoother you move, the faster everyone sits, and the calmer the cabin feels. Because organized flyers don't just survive boarding, they shape it. Your carry-on's locked away, but what about the things you actually need mid-flight? That little bag under the seat? That's your lifeline. Some folks keep popping open the overhead bins halfway through the flight, usually because they didn't plan ahead. What you keep within reach decides whether your flight feels calm or chaotic. Here's how to do it right. Keep your passport, wallet, phone, and medication in a zippered pocket that stays close. And whatever you do, skip the seat pocket. It's the Bermuda Triangle of air travel. Once something goes in, there's a good chance it's not coming back. The floor isn't much better. Flight attendants will tell you, those carpets have survived every kind of spill imaginable. If your bag needs to rest there, slide a thin nylon pouch or a plastic liner underneath to keep it clean and easy to pull out later. Need to grab something during boarding? Do it fast and zip up before takeoff. In-flight theft does happen. It's been rising slightly in recent years, particularly on overnight routes in Asia, where cabins go dark and most passengers are asleep. Stay alert, bag zipped, and within your line of sight. Here's a simple trick that makes life easier. Keep your passport or boarding stub in your jacket's chest pocket. It gives them a permanent home. And while you're at it, snap a photo of your passport and email it to yourself. You'll hope you never need it, but you'll thank yourself if you do. Everything you truly need for the next few hours should live within arm's reach. Because once that seatbelt light dings on, you're not getting up again. And speaking of what's right in front of you, let's talk about the seat itself. That tray table in front of you? It's dirtier than an airport bathroom door handle. No joke, research from the University of Arizona found it carries more bacteria than a public toilet seat. And yet, that's where people eat, scroll their phones, even let their kids play with toys. Kind of makes you want to grab a wipe right now, doesn't it? One traveler shared a story that'll make you think twice. She once watched a parent change a baby's diaper right on the tray table, then walk away without cleaning it. After that flight, she said she wipes down every surface her skin might touch. And she's got a fair point. But here's the balance. Not all wipes are created equal. Some have harsh chemicals that can irritate your skin or leave toxic residue on surfaces. If you're sensitive, look for alcohol-based or baby-safe disinfecting wipes. They clean effectively without turning your seat into a chemistry lab. Now, the smart way to do it, clean the touch zone. That means tray table, armrests, buckle, window shade, seat controls, and yes, the air vent above your head. It's one of the most handled spots on the plane, so give it a quick wipe before you settle in. And don't blink, because in step 6, we'll talk about how to actually use that vent to control comfort and airflow like a pro. You don't have to scrub, only one quick pass before takeoff. And while you're at it, wipe your phone or tablet too. They've touched airport trays, snacks, and probably a restroom counter or two. A 30-second cleanup, and suddenly your seat feels cleaner, calmer, and completely yours. Now, tell me, are you the type who wipes down your whole seat area, or do you trust the cleaning crew to handle it? Drop a comment below. Are you team disinfect or team immune system? I'm curious how many of you bring wipes on board every single flight. If you only had 90 seconds to get off a plane, would you know which way to run? Most people on board wouldn't. They tune out the safety briefing, scrolling phones, chatting, or half listening because they've heard it all before. But here's the truth. Every aircraft is different. Exit doors move, seat counts shift, even the brace position changes slightly depending on the model. And in real emergencies, visibility almost always disappears. Smoke fills the cabin. Lights flicker. People freeze. When that happens, instinct only works if you've trained it. So how do experienced travelers and crew stay ready for something they hope never happens? They don't memorize the whole layout. They memorize distance. Solution T's. Count the rows between your seat and the 2 nearest exits. One in front, one behind. That number is your backup plan if the lights go out or the aisle fills with smoke. You'll know exactly how many seatbacks to feel before turning toward the exit. It's a 10-second habit that saved lives. On Air France Flight 358 in Toronto, 2005, those who'd quietly counted their rows reached the exits in seconds, while others froze in confusion as smoke took over the cabin. While you're seated, glance under your chair. You should see a sealed yellow pouch. That's your life vest. You'd be surprised how many flights get delayed because one goes missing. Don't open it. Just make sure it's there. This whole check takes less than 10 seconds, but in a real emergency, those 10 seconds can mean the difference between confusion and control. You've secured your safety. Now it's time to take control of comfort. Because up next, we're turning to something passengers rarely think about: how to manage the air itself. The cabin settled, the seatbelt light's still on, and for the first time, you can finally breathe. This is when comfort becomes a choice. That small vent above your head might look harmless, but it has a bigger impact on how you feel than most people realize. Cabin air is recycled and filtered through HEPA systems every few minutes. It's far cleaner than most people think. Still, the air is bone dry, with humidity around 10%. So how you use that vent really matters. Aim it wrong, and you'll dry out your eyes and throat. Turn it off completely, and you might start feeling stuffy or warm because there's no personal airflow around you. But don't worry, the cabin air itself is still constantly filtered and refreshed. Here's the sweet spot. Angle the vent slightly in front of your chest, not directly at your face, at medium flow. It creates a light air curtain that keeps you comfortable and subtly pushes away floating particles without blasting you with cold air. If you're prone to motion sickness, that vent can also be your secret weapon. Point it toward your neck or chin for a few minutes. Cool airflow stimulates a nerve reflex that helps calm nausea and pressure discomfort. And if you adjusted the vent after boarding, give it a quick wipe before you sit back. It's one of the most frequently touched parts of the cabin, and a single pass with a disinfecting wipe keeps things cleaner without overdoing it. 10 seconds of setup, and suddenly your seat feels like it's working with you, not against you. That's what seasoned flyers mean by creating their own comfort zone. The cabin atmosphere feels cool and calm, but what your body doesn't realize is that it's working overtime to stay balanced. At cruising altitude, humidity hovers around 10%. That's lower than most deserts on Earth. And while your skin feels fine at first, your body's losing water through breathing alone. That's why after long flights, you get headaches, fatigue, or that heavy jet lag feeling that won't quit. Coffee, soda, and those tiny glasses of wine, they only speed up the moisture loss. Great for staying awake, awful for recovery. Ever wonder how flight crews keep going through 10-hour shifts without chugging gallons of water? It's not about quantity, it's rhythm. Drink steadily, not all at once. A few sips every 20 to 30 minutes keeps your body balanced without turning you into a bathroom regular. Start early. Hydrate before boarding, so your system's already ahead of the game. Bring your own bottle. Most airports now have refill stations past security, and TSA's fine with empty bottles through the checkpoint. You'll thank yourself mid-flight when service carts are nowhere in sight. Want to upgrade your game? Try an electrolyte mix or hydration tablet on longer flights. You'll be surprised how much faster your body absorbs water when the cabin air is this thin. And one more overlooked move. Protect your skin and lips too. A travel-size moisturizer or balm keeps your body from overcompensating for the moisture loss in the air. Each sip isn't just a drink, it's a reset for your energy, your focus, and your mood. Hydration is what turns a survival flight into a comfortable one. You'll feel it the moment you stand up after landing. You know that feeling when you stand up after a long flight and your back cracks like bubble wrap? Yeah, that's not turbulence. That's bad posture. The truth is, comfort on a plane doesn't start mid-air. It starts the moment you sit down. Most economy seats curve the wrong way for your spine, so slide a folded sweater or small pillow behind your lower back. If the headrest has bendable wings, tilt them slightly forward. It keeps your neck steady instead of bobbing like a dashboard toy during turbulence. And here's a clever trick straight from a frequent flyer. Use an inflatable neck pillow, but sit on it. It relieves pressure on your tailbone and makes even the longest flights surprisingly tolerable. When it's time to recline, take it slow. Check behind you. Someone could be mid-sip or leaning forward. Ease back gently. One smooth motion keeps peace in the row and your conscience clear. Layer smartly. A hoodie, scarf, or thin blanket gives you control as the cabin temperature flips between freezer and sauna. And don't forget micro movements. Flex your ankles, roll your shoulders, stretch your neck. A few seconds every hour keeps circulation flowing and fatigue away. This setup turns even a cramped seat into a space that works with your body, not against it. And once your comfort zone's handled, it's time to fine-tune your social zone. Because next, we're talking about navigating neighbors without losing your cool. Let's be honest, planes aren't built for personal space. You're inches from strangers who might snore, spill, or claim both armrests like they own stock in them. And yet, somehow, some passengers make it through a packed flight without a single eye roll. How do they do it? It starts with one simple habit: a quick acknowledgement. You don't need to launch into a full conversation. Start with a smile or something casual like, "Hey, if you need to get out, just tap my shoulder." That 10-second icebreaker quietly sets the tone for the whole flight. Ever noticed how something as small as a greeting changes the vibe instantly? It turns strangers into allies instead of obstacles. Now, the armrest dilemma. You know this one, the silent tug-of-war that's ruined friendships before they've even started. Fun fact, the middle seat gets both. No arguments needed. If you're in the aisle or window, lean slightly away and let them have it. It's the unspoken peace treaty of air travel. And speaking of peace, volume matters. Everyone's got headphones now, but loud headphone karaoke is real. If you can hear your own movie over the engine, so can 3 rows around you. And the conversation trap? That one's sneakier. Friendliness is great, but knowing when to stop is the real superpower. If your seatmate turns toward the window or pops in earbuds, that's the signal to let them recharge in silence. When it's time to recline, do it gradually and glance back first. It's basic respect, and it keeps your neighbor's drink or laptop from wearing your mistake. I once heard from a passenger who spilled an entire ginger ale when the person in front slammed their seat back mid-pour. She said, "That was the moment I discovered inner rage." Smooth transitions, small gestures, that's the secret language of survival up here. They keep tension low, comfort high, and your name off any worst seatmate ever lists. Because in the end, travel wisdom isn't about the rules. It's about reading the room at 35,000 feet. Most passengers think safety ends after takeoff, but that's exactly when awareness matters most. It's not about being anxious. It's about quiet observation, steady, calm, and ready if something feels off. Once the cabin settles, take a moment to read the space around you. Who's nearby? Anyone looking unwell, restless, or handling the overhead bins a little too often? It's not about suspicion. It's awareness. If something seems unusual, flag it discreetly to the crew. They'd rather double-check early than fix a bigger problem later. Keep your belongings where you can see or feel them. A zipped bag under the seat or a pocket that closes securely is enough. You've already handled the valuables strategy earlier. Now it's about consistency. One small habit that keeps your attention where it matters. Hidden hazards cause more trouble than most realize. Turbulence leads the list of serious injuries, but plenty happen from the small stuff. Bags slipping from bins, spilled drinks, or a service cart coming fast around a corner. Before you stand, glance down. Before you reach up, brace the bin door with your hand. Tiny habits, big payoff. Now for the exit row reality check. If you're seated there, take 5 seconds to scan the safety card. It shows exactly how that door works. And ask yourself honestly, could you lift or move it in an emergency? Those doors can weigh more than 45 pounds, around 20 kilos. And hesitation wastes the one thing that matters most, time. I've seen passengers agree to assist without realizing what that job actually requires. If you're not sure, tell the crew before departure. They'll reseat you without judgment. It's about readiness, not strength. Stay observant, stay courteous, and you'll make life easier for everyone on board. Because the safest flyers aren't nervous, they're simply aware. What's the fastest way to turn a calm flight into a test of patience? Counting on in-flight Wi-Fi. That's why experienced travelers queue up their entertainment before the wheels leave the runway. Movies, podcasts, playlists, even a few offline games for backup. Once you're cruising, the signal plays hide and seek, and watching a show buffer at 12% feels like eternity. If you're carrying a laptop or tablet, treat it like glass, because it basically is. Never jam it into the seat pocket. The moment the person in front reclines, that pocket becomes a slow-motion screen crusher. When you're done working or watching, slip it into a padded sleeve inside your backpack under the seat. Safe, clean, and out of harm's way. Quick check. Before you press play, look around your row. If there are kids nearby, maybe save the horror flick or R-rated thriller for later. A little awareness keeps the cabin peaceful and saves you from the "why is that guy watching zombies" glare. Charging tip: wait until the plane's level before plugging in. Airlines often ask passengers to unplug chargers during taxi, takeoff, and landing. Not because of power surges, but to prevent tangled cords and reduce fire risk from overheating batteries. Some seat outlets even reset automatically during those phases, cutting power for safety. My friend John learned that lesson the hard way. He left his iPhone charging the entire trip. Screen on, brightness high, plugged into an old cable that ran warm from the start. A few hours later, the phone overheated and shut itself down. Apple's report called it temperature-related protection. No real damage, but a good reminder that on planes, even small batteries can get too warm if you leave them plugged in too long. Now, he relies on a small power bank instead for short top-ups. Once your devices are set, flip to airplane mode and enjoy the quiet. No pings, no distractions. Just you, your playlist, and the soft hum above the clouds. Because the smartest travelers don't only pack right, they plan for the moment the Wi-Fi disappears. Your playlist's ready, your phone's charged, but your body clock still stuck in yesterday. How do you trick your brain into thinking you've already arrived before the wheels even touch down? Jet lag isn't about distance, it's about rhythm. Your body runs on light, meals, and motion, and crossing time zones throws that rhythm completely off beat. That's why the smartest travelers start adjusting the moment they board. First move, switch your watch or phone to your destination's time. It's a small change, but it sends a clear message to your brain. We're already there. If it's night where you're headed, dim your screen, skip the snack, and settle in early. If it's morning, stay active and keep your eyes in the light. That mental reset keeps your system from fighting the clock once you land. Here's what really separates the I need a nap crowd from those who walk off the plane like locals: hydration and light. Cabin air is bone dry, and even mild dehydration makes fatigue hit harder. Sip water often, go easy on caffeine and alcohol until you arrive, and when you land, let daylight do the heavy lifting. Natural light tells your body, this is morning now. If you arrive after dark, keep things dim and skip late night screen time. Your internal clock will thank you. Mastering jet lag isn't about luck, it's timing. Get your rhythm right mid-flight, and you'll arrive sharper, steadier, and ready to enjoy day one instead of sleeping through it. Because the real goal isn't landing, it's arriving ready to live it. How many people on your flight do you think need extra help, but never ask for it? More than you'd imagine. Maybe you wear a hearing aid, travel with medical equipment, or need a bit more time to settle in. Whatever it is, the smartest move is simple. Tell the crew early. They're trained for this, and that quiet heads up before takeoff makes everything smoother, for you and for them. They can help adjust your seat, use hand signals, or written notes if you're hard of hearing, or make sure your essential devices stay close and secure. It's not an inconvenience. It's exactly what they're there for. If you're bringing medication, especially insulin, EpiPens, or anything temperature sensitive, always keep it in your carry-on, not checked luggage. The cargo hold can drop below freezing, while the cabin stays stable and climate controlled. Use an insulated pouch or a small cooling case to keep your medication safe through long-haul flights. And here's something most travelers don't realize. Some airports may still ask to inspect your medical supplies separately at security. If you're wondering how TSA handles prescription meds or liquid limits, check out our next video. The TSA is cracking down on medications. It covers exactly what to pack, declare, and avoid. Because flying comfortably isn't just about the seat you're in. It's about knowing your needs are understood, respected, and ready before the cabin door closes. And now I'm curious, have you ever needed special assistance while flying? Drop your story in the comments. Your experience might make someone else's next flight a whole lot easier. Right before takeoff, when the cabin hums and every seatbelt clicks shut, there's one moment that separates nervous travelers from calm, ready ones. It's not about luck. It's about posture and presence. First, check your seatbelt. It should sit low and snug across your hips, never over your stomach. In an impact, that small detail matters. It keeps the strongest bones in your body absorbing the force, not your abdomen. If a situation ever calls for the brace position, here's what that really means. Feet flat on the floor. Head down, arms protecting your head. Hold it there and keep your belt fastened until the aircraft comes to a full stop and the doors open. It's simple physics. Your odds of walking away go up when your legs and hips stay intact to move you out fast. Now reset your nerves with a short breathing drill. Take 5 slow cycles. Inhale through your nose for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale through your mouth for 6. This box breathing style activates the parasympathetic system, lowers anxiety, and steadies your heart rate. Perfect for those first high-energy moments of takeoff. Need help with ear pressure? Use swallowing, gentle yawns, or a light Valsalva. Pinch your nose, exhale softly to equalize. The breathing pattern above is for calm. These maneuvers handle the pressure. You've done everything right. Your seatbelt's secure, your mind's centered, your body's ready. So when the engines roar and the plane begins to lift, you're no longer a passive traveler. You're fully present for the journey ahead. And that's it. The small moves that turn a flight from routine chaos into something effortless. From organizing your seat space to mastering your breathing, every move you made was more than routine. It was training for calm. Planes will always roll, rumble, and lift. But how you handle those moments, that's what makes the difference. Every flight offers the same conditions, yet it's the mindset that decides whether it feels stressful or steady. If this checklist gave you a few new tricks, or maybe just made flying feel a little more human, hit like, share it with a friend who travels often, and don't forget to subscribe for more real-world travel hacks every week. And I'd love to hear from you. Which step changed how you fly? Drop your story in the comments. Your insight might be exactly what another traveler needs next time they board. Until then, stay curious, stay prepared, and may your next flight feel lighter long before the plane even leaves the ground.